Hello and welcome to Nintendo Nightly, your Monday through Friday source for everything Nintendo. My name is Michael Cottrell, your host, and today on the show, I've got Celeste, a new release for the Nintendo Switch. It's on a couple other platforms too, but I think for a change, this is actually a new game and not just something that came out on PS4 a year ago. So, it's got the bite-sized challenges of a game like Super Meat Boy with simple but deep mechanics. Some very high-quality platforming here. I haven't gotten too far into the game yet, but so far I've been introduced to Madeline, the main character's ability to climb and to dash in the air. So while a lot of mechanics like this have been done before, Celeste blends them in a satisfying way, offering challenges that are worthy, yet not too punishing if you fail. There doesn't seem to be a checkpoint system unless I haven't died enough times to trigger it. You'll simply pop back to the entrance of the room. With other challenging platformers like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, losing can feel like a little bit of a drag, and you have to sit through this loading screen of your character falling, the dramatic music playing, and then you going back to the checkpoint to try and redeem yourself. Celeste brings you back in a snap, mitigating any frustration you might feel with your last failure. The game isn't flashy, it's modest in every way, bringing a simple story of achievement with interesting characters and backstory if you want to watch the dialogue play out, but it never dwells in these moments for too long. This is a simple throwback to the old school simplified days with some great platforming action and some fun mechanics to go along with it. So far, I've only played with the Joy-Con because I left my Pro Controller at my office, but this is the type of game that would really love the D-pad. I've been doing fine, but I imagine that as the game gets tougher, I'll want that extra sense of control, which, isn't it weird that Nintendo dropped the D-pad in the out-of-the-box version of the Switch in favor of the split Joy-Con feature? It's incredibly interesting to see them abandon something so iconic and integral to their brand to just try something new. Anyway, Celeste is great. It doesn't do a whole lot of things, but it nails platforming and level design, the things that are necessary to make a platformer work. It can prove to be pretty challenging, but my favorite feature of the game can make that work for literally anyone. I'm talking about assist mode. Assist mode is this novelty that shouldn't be a novelty. Celeste offers this mode whenever you start your save file, letting you toggle how fast the game moves, your stamina, how many times you can dash, and whether or not you want to be invincible. You can also skip levels if you want to. Gaming is kind of elitist at times, and while a lot of people would scoff at this, I'd argue it's nothing but great for the industry. While this game would typically only work for platforming veterans and those who are up for a crazy challenge, assist mode makes it work for anyone. It's not just a crutch either. With all of the options available, I found that the infinite dash was a really fun and different way of playing the game. I could see there being infinite dash speedruns of the game, or just offering a different kind of experiences. The only challenge isn't just platforming, it's also navigating around all the spikes and obstacles that you find along the way. It also lets you skip around the game, just like a book or a movie. If my save file got deleted or corrupted, no problem. I can skip chapters with assist mode and move on with my life. The only weird thing it does is stamps your save file with assist mode, which is kind of this weird, like, noob stamp, and I don't understand why they have to do that, but, you know, maybe it's to legitimize speedrun records or something. I don't know. This also gives the opportunity for people who may have impairments to enjoy the game as well. With all of this being optional, you can tailor the game to and the challenge to your taste. And I really like that sense of variety. This is a great title, a fantastic addition to the Switch library, and an interesting look at how you can make your game accessible to a wide audience without sacrificing your hardcore base. Because while there's all those assist mode options available, you don't have to participate in any of them. You can play the game as it was originally intended to be very challenging. But if you're less experienced in games, or you're not great at platformers, and you're looking to get your feet wet without getting your teeth kicked in, this is a great chance to do that. I'd say give it a shot. It's quick to pick up and hard to put down, and it's a meaty experience with additional completion metrics for collectibles as well as some speedrun options there, so there's some additional content after you play through the main game. So those are my impressions of Celeste, and I'd like to know, have you played the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts here in the comments if you're watching a video version of it, or you can write into the show at thebentoblock.com/Nintendo Nightly if you'd like to write into the show that way. If you are listening on iTunes, I'd like to ask something of you. If you could leave a review for the podcast, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps with discoverability and letting other people know that this show exists. And like I said, I'd really appreciate it. We just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and again, thank you so much for that. Your support means the world to me as I try to provide a new and interesting take on a Nintendo show/podcast. So let me know what kind of feedback you have, what kind of suggestions you might have, and let's make this a fantastic show going forward. I'd like to include the community as much as I can. So let's chat in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys, and you guys have a great weekend. I will see you Monday with some more Nintendo news, impressions, reviews, all that fun stuff. So I'll see you then.